Yes, I salute you all. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. So basically today we are under land law 2, and in the essence what we are going to look at, we are under mortgages basically. We're going to look at mortgages under land law 2. And in this essence, all what we are looking at, or what we are trying to prove is that, remember, a mortgage, it is made on land. Many of us, we know that a mortgage, what and what, but mortgages are made by land. You get, they are only made on land. Let's be guided on that, that they are only made on land. And basically, when you follow the Mortgage Act under Section 1 defines what a mortgage is, basically. And what you have to bear in mind, or what you have to put in mind, is that realize that the essence of a mortgage provided under Section 1, that is the interpretation section, that defines that a mortgage includes any charge or a lien over land or any estate or interest in land in Uganda for securing the payment of an existing or future debt other than or other money or money's worth or performance of an obligation, which may include a second or subsequent mortgage, a third party, and a sub and a sub mortgage basically. So let's note that in mind when you read the interpretation section, defines what a mortgage is. Also, when you relate to the case of what Stanley versus Wild ends with E. Then Stanley versus Wild, it defines that a mortgage is a conveyance of land as security for payment of a debt. Basically, here, the good example that defines what a mortgage is, is that you go in the bank, you want money, but when you reach the bank, you submit in your land titles. You get. Where after submitting in your land titles, realize that the essence here is that it becomes a mortgage, that you have put your land, but because there is an existing debt, they have given you money and you have put your land there. Those that understand Uganda, that osinga ye takalyo, so that never kuwa send. So that becomes what? A mortgage, basically. And basically, when you read the following the Mortgage Act, it's the Mortgage Act. Actually that act has the law that is governing what they call a mortgage. And in this essence, when you relate to the Commercial Microfinance Limited versus Davis Kayondo, that case provides that even a mortgage can be on unregistered land. You get, we shall see what we mean by unregistered land. You get, unregistered land is whereby someone doesn't have legal ownership on land. And basically where land is unregistered, common law and doctrines of equity are the ones that are applicable in that essence, or in that in that matter. You get, so note that in so note that in mind. So similarly, as we shall see, we are going to look at the creation of a mortgage. Basically, you have seen the definition, then we are going to the creation of a mortgage. Under Section 2 of the Mortgage Act defines that, you get, that any person who has interest in land, whether legal or equitable, can create a mortgage. Let's note that any person that has an interest in land, whether legal or equitable, can create a mortgage. We get, there is the case of why Mutambulire versus Yosefu in Uganda, Yosefu Chimera. Basically, this case defined or gave that element that actually it was second had this to say that the law regulating mortgages in Uganda is in twofold. There is that is regulated under the RTA, where land is registered, and there is that is regulated by the doctrines of equity and common law, where land is unregistered, basically. So note that in mind, where land is unregistered. So the position of unregistered land was re-emphasized. There's a case of in the case of Uganda, Ichumeniko. Yeah, Uganda Meniko. Church Loan Fund Limited versus Nankabirwa Harriet. Under this case, the court cited following the old case of Waswa versus Chikungwe, where they said that a mortgage could be created in respect of unregistered land held under customary tenure. And the principles of equity are applicable and common law. Basically, note that in what? In mind. And in this essence, this gives the element of what? The element of creation of what? Of a mortgage, basically. And what you have to know that a mortgage is on immovable property. Immovable property, which is land. You know, sometimes the topic of fixtures and chattel is so keen here. The doctrine of fixtures and chattel describes what is land. You get what is land, basically. Anything attached on land becomes part of land. Because I know some people will get confused that if someone mortgages his house, you say, what, a house is not a land? What? No way, a house is land. You get? So if you mortgage your house, that is land, because it's already attached to the land. You get? So note that in mind. You must use the knowledge that we applied in fixtures and chattel to explain the definition of what is meant by land. So a mortgage must be on immovable property. Where a mortgage is on movable property, you get, it is like a loan. You get, it is just a financial assistance. You get, it can be used as security for financial assistance. That is security interest, basically, but it is not a mortgage. You get, and the mortgage is only created if the security is land. That's the general rule. A mortgage is only created if security is land, basically. Not on that. And the chattel, basically, where chattels are used for financial, it shall not be a mortgage, rather than it is a loan agreement. You get, chattels, those are movable property. It is not a mortgage, rather than it is a loan agreement. Let me hope we are all at par at this moment, basically. So note that in mind. So that is the wrap up that I can give about what a mortgage is and the creation of what? A mortgage. Other than that, thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and thanks for listening. Stay blessed.